Gunline. We got a fire mission coming down, y'all. I'm your host, Lopez, and you're listening to the On the Gunline podcast, where we chop it up and shoot the shit like we would out in the field. So go on a pop and squat because it's about to get hot right now. You are on the gun line. Check it out, y'all. If you're viewing this, that means that you know this is not a reaction video yet. Talk with the boys here earlier if you're watching. I got the homeboy Roland and the homeboy Duke. Duke was just on here like 2 weeks ago. So we're not gonna go through their whole fucking previous stories. Now we're gonna actually just chop it up and shoot the shit like we did out in the field. All right. We ain't gonna hold it against fucking Dookie that he turned fister on us. It's cool. We ain't gonna hold that against him. And then Roland, he's been one of my motherfucking most positive feedback having people on the podcast. So thank you both for being here. I hope you fellas are doing great. Today is December 11th, 2023, y'all. Roland, Duke, how are y'all doing today?
Go ahead. I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Just got off work. Was kind of late to the show, but I made it.
Nah, it's all good. How about you, Roland? Yeah. I think
Not
Roland needs a few setter because I think he's on delayed reaction. Oh, right on. Easy day at work, right? Easy money, baby. Easy money. So, all right, let's tell these.
Is it still?
All right, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You cut out for a second.
Yeah, dude. Okay, look, y'all. This is my first time using this fucking apparatus here. Well, as a podcast platform. So usually I do it with Zoom, but now I'm doing it with StreamYard. As y'all can see, it has a little scroll at the bottom, which I dig. And then it kind of has our names up there. But anyway, y'all, how do you two jokers know each other?
Duke came to the unit whenever we went to Fort Knox for CST.
So when I first showed up, I was coming back from Korea. 1 second.
Yeah, you got it.
So I was coming back from Korea and I was PCSing to Carson, and everybody was gone. When I showed up, everyone was gone except for a few guys, and Gary was one of the guys that was still there. And fucking literally just like I showed up and we were doing like simple shit, like getting ready. Like everybody was on leave. Everybody was on leave before we went. And Gary was one of the guys that wasn't on leave. And I just remember one day we were all out there working. I think it was a Friday or something. And I had family and stuff in the Springs area. So like I was just going to go kick it with them. And Gary was like, nah, motherfucker, you're coming out with us. We're going out. We're going to go do some shit. And I was like, all right, man. And that was the first time that I remember that Gary and I ever like kicked it outside of work. So
that sound familiar to you, Roland?
I think he is got delayed.
I like to tell people the story about me out wrestling Duke the first time we ever met in the barracks at Fort Knox.
Oh,
Made
really?
Him tap out.
Let's hear it.
Not really. He's wrestling somebody else. He was wrestling somebody else and he was winning way too easy. And I was like, well, we can't have that shit. And so I jumped on his back.
I'm guessing there was alcohol involved.
I don't think I was. I know that a bunch of dudes came back and they were drunk. And I think
my
Gary...
wall locker there was a liquor cabinet.
Well, I guess somebody was
back
hiding
there
the
instigating
alcohol.
Fights in the back of the barracks.
Right on. So let me ask y'all a question, man, and I'll go back and forth. That way we don't get because we can see that he has a delay reaction. So we'll start off with Rowland over here, or Roland, however the fuck you say his last name. Roland, let's find out. First of all, like, how do you guys call each other by your first names? That's killing me. How can y'all do that, man?
Well, Duke.
I don't know.
How about you, Duke? You don't know, so is that something you're comfortable with? Like, is it awkward for y'all using first names or no?
When I was in the army, for some reason, everybody found out that my first name was Gary, and everybody just hated that shit.
All right, all right. And Duke, my bad. I heard you go by Dickie. You don't go by Richard. Is that correct?
No. So it's weird. Like I have Duke is my last name, so a lot of people call me Duke. Really, like some people call me Dick, but not Dickie. It's just Dick.
Oh, okay, just Dick.
Just Dick. But then my Snapchat name was, I don't want to say it, but it has Dickie in it. I don't want to say it because I don't want anybody
spamming
looking me up. But yeah, so it was Dickie in my Snapchat name. But like generally, like my family, they all call me Richard. Most of my friends that aren't really military related, they want to call me Dick because they think it's funny. And then my sisters, they all have all their kids calling me Uncle Dick. So I'm Uncle Dick too. So
right. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fucking awesome. I mean,
yeah.
dedicated individual capable of killing, baby. Just let them know that's the acronym.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what we
That's a
used
good
to
one.
say.
I'll have to.
Wait, y'all were
remember
never
that.
taught that one?
No, I was never taught that.
Oh,
No.
wow. That was an old fucking basic training one. Like, you are a fucking dick. You know, you're a dedicated individual capable of killing. Drill sergeant. I mean, they found ways to motivate us.
Well,
Just like,
fuck,
we're all fags. Y'all know that, right?
bags.
Yeah, we're field artillery guys.
Yeah. No, I did know that one. I have heard
Oh,
that
okay.
one. But like I was only like half
He's-
field artillery. So
To find motivation too.
Well, I mean, it's better than being a fister completely. So,
yeah.
oh shit. So, tell me, did you guys ever go to the field together?
Yeah.
Get
So
your monkey ass back in the goddamn go now. Hurry up. That was my daughter, y'all. Excuse me.
no, you're good.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
When we were at Carson, I worked for the colonel. So before I worked for the colonel, we did go to the field on like the normal gun line, and like that was a pretty cool experience. Because Gary was like one of the only people I knew who were at Fort Knox and were in the field, and like they were doing the very last like mission that they were going to do, and they just shot off every fucking round that they had. They had all the guns, not just like our battery's guns, but all the guns lined up, and they were just shooting and shooting. And fucking Gary's like, "Come over here and pull the
Battalion
string."
shoot.
And when I went to pull it, he unhooked the string and just laughed at me, and then he reached over and fucking hit it with his hand. So, yeah.
Oh my god. Are you hearing this, Roland? Okay, yeah, he's definitely delayed. So
I did not,
check it.
not unhook the string. I did.
Well, I don't know
not
what he
unhook
did,
the
but
string. Straight.
when I went to pull the string, there was no tension
I
on it.
tried to.
What happened?
Good night.
Yeah, he's got some lag in there.
Oh, that boy right there. He's got that
Cool.
Iranian motherfucking
They get straightened
interwebs.
out because there's people that ain't pulling them right.
Oh, so when you go to pull it, I see the hook straightened out is what he's saying.
You know what? I just realized who you remind me of over here, Duke.
Who's
Jimmy
that?
fucking Fallon, bro.
Jimmy
Don't he got
Fallon?
that look right now over here, Roland? He's got that look like a Jimmy Fallon right now. Is Jimmy Fallon the one that has that night show that used to be on SNL?
I know the name. I can't think of the face.
Oh, that's why. I guess.
Yeah,
Well,
like
anyway, but let me.
Fuck you guys.
You know, I'm gonna tell y'all something. If I
he
don't make this correction right now,
he
I'm
always
gonna
broke
kick myself in the ass.
character on SNL.
Yes, that's him. But I need to make this correction because you guys just broke my
He
fucking
googled
heart.
it.
It's not a fucking string. All right. It's not a fucking string. Do you know what it's called?
I don't. That's a Gary thing.
Oh my. Let's see if
Lanyard.
Roland gets this. It's a fucking lanyard. Yes. And the fact that you called it a string too, that breaks my heart, bro. What kind of a
I still have one.
self-respecting
I stole it.
red-
I stole one of the ceremony ones.
So, did you guys live in the barracks together then? Is that what it was?
We did. Yeah.
Tell me what that was like, bro.
So
We were never roommates, but we were far down the hall, at least till I got married and got out of the barracks.
Yeah, they shoved me in an NCO room, and like I was on the corner, and I could just like walk around. I leave my room and walk around into the normal entrance, and then I'd be like in Gary's room, basically.
Now, y'all barracks was right there. Oh shit, I don't know where y'all barracks are.
I don't remember the road, but they were the old barracks at Carson.
Okay.
Like they kicked us out of them eventually because they said they were all fucked up.
The first one was on.
He said the first one was on something.
He's wondering how delayed he is.
Yeah. Hey Gary, can you hear us?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's what, about a 5 to 6 second delay.
Yeah, it seems random because sometimes he's
Like
kind of
right on,
spot
right?
on. Yeah, and then it. But
yo, Gary, why don't you drop and try to come back on? See if that helps it out, Broseph. Maybe. Wait, now you look like you're catching up. I wonder if he has like too many windows open. So, anyways, so Duke, while he's doing all that, what do you do for a living anyway?
right now I'm working construction. I've been doing all kinds of stuff since I got out. But
what do you do to keep yourself entertained, bro?
Fuck, man. I have all kinds of shit. Mostly, so like right now, my wife and I were just moving into her old house. Like she owns this house; it's paid off.
Oh, nice.
But like, her ex was living here, and he just had fucking trashed the place. So we're fixing it up. Like this past weekend, the floor was falling out of the bathroom, and
shit.
I completely ripped the floor out and reframed it, put new, built a whole new floor. Like at one point during this weekend, you could stand in the doorway of the bathroom and see the dirt ground underneath the house. Yeah. And then like just tons of yard work, picking stuff up, picking trash up. Gary kind of seen the house. Like he came down here with me the first when I first moved in.
Okay.
So he kind of seen it, and it was just like fucked. And it's getting better, but that's what I'm doing right now. But
And
like I
you
have a
live where's
Tulsa.
Tulsa? Okay, so you're close to this fool right there, right? Roland,
Yeah.
how we doing? Are we back up to? Okay, it looks like he might be
I
hearing
think
us
so.
now. Oh shit,
He's talking about
we
fixing
did
the
it!
bathroom floor.
Yeah, man. All right, so you guys hang out pretty often, or you guys just texting buddies? Do y'all actually hang out?
So yeah, like he lives about 2 hours. I think it's about 2 hours from me.
Mm-hmm.
We play video games, stuff like that.
Yeah. I haven't played any games recently, but like when I was driving trucks, I
Yeah,
would fucking stop at the truck stop in Oklahoma City, and Gary would come and pick me up.
that's what's up.
So like, and I would plan my trips to where I would let Gary know sometimes like a day or two before. I'd be like, hey man, I'm gonna be there probably around this time. Sometimes it didn't always work out, but sometimes it did. And then he'd, even if it was like late at night, I'd be like, yo, I just got here. I know it's late. I'm gonna just fucking, sleep in the truck. And he'd be like, fuck no, dude, we're coming to get you,
That's a homie right there. That's what's up. So Roland, with that, okay, so let me ask both of y'all. How long did y'all know each other in the military before y'all
I
split?
was before we
Oh,
separated.
man.
Yeah.
I was at Carson
Like
for
3-4
2
years.
years. I was at Carson for 2 years, but like we stayed connected.
Oh yeah, I
Like
forgot you
Gary,
went to Germany.
yeah, I got sent to Germany, but it was only about
We were
2
brother-in-laws
years
at
I was
one
at.
point.
That is true. Yeah, that is
Okay,
true.
so there's a story here. So who married whose sister?
I married Gary's wife's
And there's a third one.
sister. Yeah.
Oh shit. So wait a minute. So okay, and I'm guessing that's not who you're with now, right?
No.
Okay, so we could go ahead and skip that convo right there. It's all good.
I
Damn.
It wasn't a good thing. It was probably the dumbest thing I ever did.
How old were you?
I was like 20, 23.
That's part for the course.
Yeah.
That's part for the. So wait, how many divorces do you have under your belt?
Just the one.
Oh, okay, cool. Any
Yeah.
DUIs?
No DUIs. I got
No.
a careless driving ticket.
All right. How about Article 15s?
Me?
Yeah.
I never got caught, dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. See, I was trying to see if you connected the dots to make Sergeant Major. You got to have the bankruptcy, the divorce, the DUIs, the GOMARs. What do you got over there, Roland?
I had a Gomar.
Hmm.
I was in ASAP like 4 times.
Ooh.
I saw every rank from E1 to E4 twice.
You were that guy.
Actually 3 times. A couple of them I saw 3 times.
Good night. Oh, by the way,
2
Urena
Article
sends his love.
15s.
Urena?
Yeah. So Urena, just in case you don't know, Duke, I've known Urena since 2008. Or 2007. We were in Korea together, and then from there, went to schools together. We always ran into each other at Fort Sill. So that's my homie. That's my dog. And it's funny because like his style of leadership and my style of leadership were completely opposite. Like he's more calm and mellow and shit like that. Whereas to me, I was more I'll dig in your ass. You know what I mean? So we and him used to have a lot of discussions in Fort Sill when we were in school about how trainees were, and he was more cool with like the laxness, whereas I was having a fucking heart attack seeing privates on their fucking cell phones. So, but anyways, yeah, that's just some differences between him and I. So, dude, that's cool though. I mean, that's cool that you guys were able to keep in touch. I mean, to the point where, god damn, how did you feel about that, Roland? About him being your brother-in-law.
But I thought it was
Wait,
pretty cool. I didn't really know his wife very well.
oh, it's not your sister.
It was
No,
his
it's my
sister-in-law.
wife's.
Oh, was she hot?
It was my wife's sister.
Okay, so, is she hot?
I didn't
Asking
find
for a
her.
friend.
She doesn't
No,
look
she
anything like
was.
my wife. They only have the
She
same dad.
Ah,
she was like at first, but it was like it was not very long until things
She went-
changed.
she went full depender.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was weird. It was a huge thing that I like regret. Like, it was just dumb. It was just dumb.
It's almost kind of like a rites of
Maybe,
passage, though. Sometimes we gotta learn from the first one, the fuck ups that we made, so that on the second one we don't repeat them.
yeah, for sure. Like there's definitely
Yeah.
like a lot of things that I'm like, damn, bro, like these are red flags that I like could see a mile away now. But back then I was like, fuck it, dude, let's go.
So normally on the gun line, we have all types of conversations, right? Whether it's political, religious, all that bullshit, and normally we like to keep each other entertained, right? So what are some kind of conversations that y'all used to have, like between each other, when let's say you were either on staff duty or CQ? What are some of the things y'all would do to keep yourselves entertained?
With me and Gary,
Whichever one.
On staff duty, I like going into all the command, nothing like that, but I like to fucking look around, like put my feet up on the desk and just be like I'm the boss and shit.
What the fuck? Damn. So you used to sit at the fucking commander's desk and pretend like, you got somebody standing on the red carpet.
I gotta go test their seats and stuff, man. Some of them got some nice, comfy chairs.
Oh my god, dude. Are you drinking a NOS over there, Duke?
no, it's a natty
You
dad.
can tell which ones got their chairs from that place.
I didn't hear a single
I
word you
know,
said,
bro.
man.
We the same. Man, why are we having shitty reception today?
I don't know.
You there,
It looks-
Roland?
Yeah, what's up?
All right, that was about a 10-second delay there. All right. So, hey, y'all, I appreciate y'all. If y'all still listening to us, we're having some technical audio difficulties here for some reason over on the GMFR side. But
Is it delayed again?
yeah, it started getting delayed again, bro. So, but it's all good, man. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it happen, y'all. Oh man. So tell me some funny stories about you two jokers, man. There's got to be something between y'all.
Fuck, man. Like, so just that is the funny story, is like we married into like the same family type thing. And then after that happened, I was working for the colonel, and Gary had changed to another battery, and he would be telling people, oh yeah, my brother-in-law works for the colonel, my brother-in-law works for the colonel. But like what they didn't really know is that I'm a fucking barely a specialist. And then so he's like but yeah,
he gets the colonel coffee.
Yeah, I was the colonel's RTO. So yeah, but the colonel loved me and the guys that I worked with. But like I would see Gary all the time because of that, because I just cruised around all the different batteries with the colonel. And I'd see Gary out there bullshitting, smoking and joking.
Was he a big shammer?
No, Gary is a hard ass worker. I think Gary could sham if he wanted to, but Gary could do the work of 5 men in reality. So
damn, stroking that ego right there, Roland. How does that make you feel, baby?
I think it's the work of 5 lazy men, but
not anymore.
He said 5 lazy men. Dude, oh my God, bro. It's a trip, man, when I think about it. Like I think back about some of my fellas that I was with, right? And like there's onesies and twosies who I still communicate with like almost on the daily. And I think that what you two got is something that's awesome, man, because there's not enough of that going around, keeping each other fucking when we're down. I'm pretty sure that he's somebody that you can trust whenever you're fucking feeling out of place or you need somebody to vent to. And there's nothing better than having that person, man. Is he like one of the few, or do you have a more of a circle for both of y'all? Do y'all have a bigger circle as far as like who y'all served with?
For people that I served with, that I'm like
my circle's kind of small.
Same.
Okay.
So my circle is so small that Gary expands my circle in a sense of like I know we know a lot of the same people, but then like Gary will be like, hey, you need to talk to this person. You need to talk to this person. I'm like, bro, I haven't heard from that guy in years. And Gary would be like, you need to fucking talk to him. They were asking about you or, something.
So he's kind of like a little conduit.
Yeah, Gary is my like conduit to the people. But the thing is like when I left, a lot of the same people that we kicked it with were still there at Carson. Because I kind of got pulled out and sent to Germany, which was weird because I didn't re-enlist to go there or anything. But then, like, when I would come back from Germany just to visit for like holidays and shit, Gary's house was one of the places. Like, I'd hit up Gary and be like, "Hey, I'm driving from Oklahoma to Colorado. Can I stop and crash at your house?" And he would be like, "Yeah, dude, we'll do the 4th of July thing, or we'll, do this or do that."
I don't know where it's at, honey. It should be somewhere in your room.
It's not in my room. I looked.
Yeah. Sorry, y'all. It's the thing about being able to do a podcast at home. My daughter's looking for her cell phone. I know it's in your room. I just don't know where I put it. So look for it. Maybe if you anyway. So yeah, dude. Oh, wait a minute. So you got on orders to go to Carson, right? And then you came down on orders to go to Germany. So it wasn't a rotation with Fort Carson that y'all went over there. You actually PCS'd.
Yeah. So I went from Korea to Carson, and then I re-enlisted while I was at Carson, and then immediately came down on orders to go to Germany. But like I re-enlisted to reclass, so I didn't get to pick my next duty station. And then as soon as I reclassed, the day that I came back, we were getting ready to go to like Afghanistan, and the day I came back from my AIT, our first sergeant Folger.
I think we talked about him before.
Yeah, I'm trying to. He had switched from Alpha Battery to HHB, and he called me in, and he's like, "Hey, you got to come talk to me." And I went and I talked to him, and he's like, "Hey, you're on orders to go to Germany," and they did all kinds of things. Like the colonel called HRC and like tried to get it avoided and stuff, or like denied or something, like to null those orders.
Right.
But HRC was like, "Nope, this kid's going to Germany," and I ended up going to Germany. A lot of people left at that time frame, but I went to
Need to the
Germany.
army,
So
man. Need to the army. That's fuck. So
yeah,
you got fucked out of your deployment. Did you go on that deployment, Roland?
I think he's froze, but I don't think he did. I think he ended up getting sent to Washington.
Oh, okay. To Lewis.
Yeah, I came
Yeah, I
down
think
on orders
so.
to Washington,
Oh,
which was
okay.
shitty at the time because I had just re-enlisted and the unit was deploying to Afghanistan. So I re-enlisted, and then immediately after I re-enlisted, orders for Washington. How the
So
fuck
y'all
does
didn't
that
get to
happen when
deploy
you already
then.
have orders to deploy? I didn't.
So the thing with that deployment that was weird, and I think it happened to a lot of people, was we were within like that month time, or I don't know how many months it is, but we were within a timeline of which the army wasn't allowed to send us somewhere. So
Right.
like the colonel, and the only reason I know that is because I worked for the colonel, and the colonel like freaked out when I was leaving, and he called HRC and he was like, "You can't take this guy. He's locked into this deployment."
Right.
And because I guess there's like so many months before a deployment, like 12 months or so, that they're not
There
allowed
should be like a
to
stop movement.
yeah, and they did that to a lot of people. Like it wasn't just me. It sounds like it was Gary as well, and there was other people that I know that the same thing happened to. So
But I think also because what ended up happening, I know when 277 deployed again, and this was back in 2013, I believe it was 2013, 2014, when they deployed again. Because I went on the deployment to Afghanistan in 2012, and that was only a 9-month rotation that we did out there. And then when we got back, then we came down on the patch chart again for 2014. I want to say it was, and it was going to be I think another 9-month deployment, but it was only like a portion of the battery. It was very small numbers that they were sending, so it wasn't like the whole battery or the whole battalion. It was just specific numbers that they needed. So those that they didn't need stayed on rear D. And since I was starting my med board process by then, I stayed back. I gave up my gunny slot, because of my fucking because of the med board. To me, I wanted to be a fucking smoke. That's ultimately what I wanted to do. But I got my gunny slot, and immediately I was like, unfortunately, I'm on my way out. So go ahead. Man, that hurt me because I wanted to be called gunny so bad. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Anywho, damn, that hurts just thinking about it, bro. Dude, that's crazy. I mean, but let me ask y'all then, with all the shit, all the tension that's going on out there in the world right now, you guys seem pretty able-bodied still. I mean, I don't know what your VA looks like on the background, but let's say, shit kicked off and they needed bodies and they were like, hey, come back in, we'll give you whatever MOS you want. We're gonna go to war in Ukraine. Y'all rocking with it, or are you gonna be like, nah, I did my time, chief?
well, for me, I
uh,
think it depends.
I
Like,
think I'd go back as long as I could still do artillery,
Okay. I can get with that. How about
but
you,
I ain't
Duke? What
digging no
what
fucking
does it depend on?
spades.
What you say?
I ain't digging no fucking spades anymore.
Oh, this fool. So what about you, Duke? What? So for you, it would depend then. Like
well, like it would depend. Like to when the shit with Ukraine popped off, I was still on inactive guard or
Mm-hmm.
whatever it's called. Like, so I was still under contract, but I was just like they weren't fucking with me.
Right.
Um, and like I was ready to go at that point for that. You know what I mean? But like I I would really have to like understand what the reason was for, and
Okay.
because I almost like at this point, like I don't know, maybe I'm just fucking paranoid, but at this point in like the world right now and the way that things are going, I'm like more worried about what maybe is happening here and not so much worried about what's happening everywhere else. And
Agree.
I would rather, if I could be here to take care of my wife and my siblings and my family here, I'd rather do that than go somewhere else.
I can feel that. I can definitely understand that. And fucking, if y'all don't mind, let's tap on that shit right now. Would you mind elaborating or expounding more on like the current situation here in the States that would worry you versus like what's going on in the rest of the world?
Well, I am not like I try not to dig super deep into like conspiracy theories and stuff. But like, man, I watched a video the other day, and I don't know all of the details of how real this is, but it was a video, and it was this guy talking about smart cities. Have you heard about smart cities? It's like a thing. This guy was on some government website, and it was like projected plans for the United States. And he was like, "This is a real thing that the United States is wanting to do." And it was like, and I don't know how serious this is, or if this is just some sort of like propaganda they're putting out, or what it is. But this is, I'd have to look it up and find the
Yeah.
website. But it was like by 2030, they only want you and me to be consuming like 19 kilograms of protein or like meat products a year. And they would prefer it to be zero, but their goal by 2050 is to be zero. So potentially, like, I don't know how much 19 kilograms is, but it doesn't
Right.
sound like a lot. But for an entire year, maybe that's not very much. But the overall goal is for it to be zero.
Well, it sounds like
And
it's a
then,
way to control population as well, too, though.
oh yeah, they were talking about like farmland and like so like this guy, he broke all the statistics down, and then he pulled up this website, and he was like, this is what the website's saying that the United States is planning to do. And it's like a government website. He was stressing the fact like this is a legit thing. I don't know the name of the website. I'd have to find it and pull it up. I'll even text it to you later.
Yeah, that'll work, dude. If we could do that, because what I can do is go ahead and I'll put it on the Facebook under the fucking under the on the Gunline Facebook. There's the comment section, and I'll just put the link there. Here, use my phone. Go ring yourself. It's probably gonna be under your bed. Go, hurry up, be gone. So, dude, what about you, Roland? Any conspiracy theories you believe in, or anything that you might think like, is a little suspect out here in the world?
Dude, there's a lot of conspiracy theories that I believe in.
Oh shit! Shoot one out here, Chief.
The biggest
That's what we're
conspiracy
doing.
theory out there is the U.S. government. Can't trust those bastards. Anybody in the U.S. government, I don't care. Name one person right now in the U.S. government. Go ahead.
Name one person that what?
In the government.
In the government?
That works for the
Just-
U.S. government.
Oh, well, they're all puppets, bro.
Yes, agreed.
They're all puppets. Let's be real. That's the way I see it. There's this George Carlin bit. I don't know if y'all know who George Carlin is. You're making me feel old as fuck here. But there's this bit where he says that that there's just we're given the illusion of
I know who
having
George
a choice.
He's the comedian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know who that is.
Yeah, dude.
I think I even know what you're about to talk about. But go ahead. I'm listening.
No. What you got, baby?
Oh no. George Carlin, he did something. You probably know it better than I do, but he was talking about the um man, you're putting me on the spot trying to think of the way that he worded it, but he was like, it was like
Well, he
what you
didn't
were saying. You
fucking
have the illusion
cherry
of this.
code it, though. I know that.
What's that, Roland?
I froze up again.
Yeah, he did.
Um, I can't think of it specifically, like the way the words that he said, but I know exactly what you're
Yeah.
talking about. Where he was like, you're told this, but like they're doing this, and everybody's complying to it and imagining that they're free, but in reality,
Right.
it's like,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're really pulling the fucking wool over our eyes. And at the end of the day, I want y'all, for those that are listening, go check out George Carlin with his bit about the illusion of the illusion of having a choice. That's why they pick who to vote for. But at the end of the day, I always say, man, the left wing and the right wing are connected to the same bird that's taking a shit on us, bro. And dude,
That's a
I
good way
feel
to
like
put it.
I just want to move out into the country, out into the middle of nowhere, and that's just me personally, what I want to do, just to get away from it all. Not just because I hate a lot of people. It's not that I hate them. It's just that I like solitude. I came from a big city. I was born and raised in Los Angeles, and so for me, finding that comfort of quietness is what I yearn for. And I'm pretty sure a lot of it has to do with the war and the experiences and whatnot. But I tell you, I agree with you on that, Duke. Like, there's a lot of things going on within this country specifically. And it's almost like, they've been priming us to get ready for this next war, bro. I mean, Ukraine's been what, 3 years now? 3 fucking years? And
Yeah,
I don't
I
know if
think
y'all
so.
watched the debates with Vivek. I didn't watch them, but I saw the highlights where Vivek called out fucking the Fat Fool Christie and that one broad. You find it?
We found out
Yeah,
from before this.
yeah.
So he called
That
them
was
out. Like,
awesome.
do y'all even know a province that you guys want to send us to that you're trying to defend? And it's like, dude, can we worry about us here?
Yeah.
It's a trip, bro.
Well, let me tell you about this this website thing
Yeah.
that I was talking about. So it was like the amount of protein, like a meat, the not protein, but the amount of meat that they want you to consume. It was like 19 kilograms or whatever, 0 by 2050. But they broke it down to like um
That's 41.8 pounds.
by in a year, um 41 pounds or whatever. But then it was also like they wanted, like, how many cars do you think there are per 1,000 people in the United States? That was another thing that was on this website that was like just blasted out there. It was like,
Did
I
you
don't
find the
know.
website?
I didn't look it up yet.
Oh, okay.
But I will find it here probably when we get off. I'll look
Oh,
it up
yeah.
and I'll text it to you.
Yeah, it's definitely. Dude, did they happen to talk in there about the FEMA camps?
They didn't talk about the FEMA camps, but
Did
what the way that this was sounding was, it was like, these are, so it's like they want to buy up all this land, and they want to have 30% of the United States by 2030 that you can't even go to. It's untouched. And then by 2050, they want to have 50% of the population, or 50% of the land completely untouched. Like, you're not allowed to go there. So 50% of the United States is gone now. What do they do with these people? They got to put them in these cities. And when you go to these cities, that's when they start to implement this plan. And it's so vehicles. They wanted by 2030, they only want 160 vehicles per 1,000 people.
The fuck out of here.
Yeah, and then by 2050, they want 0 vehicles per 1,000 people.
So, Roland, let me ask you, bro. I know it's a little bit delayed on your end, so hopefully you're catching it as I'm speaking. Um, what would be your reaction to something that to a scenario like what Duke's talking about? Like, what would be the first things that you would start setting up?
You were breaking up there. I couldn't hear any of that question.
Oh shit. All right. Well, I'll answer it for myself then. So, you heard? Did you hear everything that Duke was talking about though, as far as like them limiting how much we could eat, them limiting how much or how many vehicles we can have. The only way they can do that, I think, is by first of all disarming us. Because I don't think anyone willingly is going to be like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You said 41 pounds of meat,
A
bro,
year
per person.
per person a
Bro, there's
year.
52 weeks in a year. All right. And I know I eat burgers, a quarter pound of burger, at least probably I can eat a pound of meat a week. All right. So that's not gonna happen, Chief. Fuck
M-
that.
My wife and I, we break up. It's just us,
Mhm.
and we when we buy groceries, we break everything down into 1 pound. So whether it's hamburger or chicken, and then
Mhm.
it's like it's almost every day when we're cooking dinner, it's like, oh, okay, pound of hamburger, pull it out, and then we're making fucking hamburgers or tacos or hamburger helper or something. But it's like, dude, a pound a day between the two of us.
Yeah, exactly,
Like,
bro.
we might not eat a pound in a day, but it is we're cooking a pound almost, we'll say every other day, just to be probably more realistic, a pound of meat in some form every other day, and then we'll like have leftovers.
Yep.
So
Roland, how do you feel about the government trying to tell you or dictate how much you can eat? Because they already tried that in New York. With
oh, did they?
Well, I know in New York they were making this thing. There was this law. It got overturned, but their mayor was saying you can't drink more than a 32 ounce. You can't have a 32 ounce of soda. They wanted to limit it to 16-ounce sodas or something of that sort. So I think that that's fucking retarded personally. Because last time I checked, I can take care of my own fucking self. You know what I'm saying? Am I right, Roland?
They're tired of people getting fat and suing the fucking
Mm-hmm.
restaurant for making them fat.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I agree. And it's funny you mentioned that, Roland, because a lot of it has to do with that. These motherfuckers who get overweight, over fat and they fuck it up for everybody else. Because who's got to pay for all their fucking their diseases that they cause upon themselves? Good old taxpayer. You know, I think that's
Yo,
bullshit.
just the other day, I this is legit. I asked my wife, I was like, dude, what if we converted to being Mormons, or not Mormons, Amish?
Ah,
And she was not down, but I don't think they pay taxes. And uh, they have a lot of different rules when you're
mm-hmm.
Amish. And like my idea was we could just say we're Amish and just do whatever we want. But I don't
Right,
know if that's how it works. So
dude. I don't think it quite works that way. I think you actually have to have a legit church. But then again, nowadays everything is fucking all about acceptance, and
how
you will
I
respect.
identify,
Mm-hmm. I identify as a fucking Mormon, bro. I mean, not a Mormon, as an Amish.
yeah,
Call me
exactly.
Jebediah, Zegadiah, whatever. Shit.
Yeah.
Dude, I think taxation personally is just theft. Now, I get it that there are certain things that we need to pay for. Oh, Gary's talking. What's up, G?
Oh, so if you're Amish, you You gotta drive a horse and buggy.
And I'm okay with that.
I would proudly drive a horse and buggy, bro.
Shit.
As long as I have everything that I need. I mean, that's the problem though with us, that we just care about fucking success. People they view success as materialistic things. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know
Yeah.
about you all, but to me, I've started learning that success to me is more about peace of mind versus what I have. Like, I've mentioned this a couple of times on the podcast, where to me, I have a fucking nice house in a nice area in San Antonio. I got the 2 cars. I had the motorcycle. I got the trailer. I have kids that are happy, that don't need. They might want shit, but they don't. It's just like, again, materialistic shit. You know what I mean? So why am I gonna beat myself trying to save up more money and more money to try to keep up with the Joneses? I got everything we need. Why the fuck am I gonna go and slave myself for more when I don't need more? With what I make, we're comfortable, we're happy, right? So that's why I decided to just fucking call it quits with work. Big fucking mistake there. I didn't realize how much that was gonna hurt. Anywho, but a lot of people, that's why they end up working till death, bro. I mean, shit. Aren't they trying to lift the retirement age now to like 70?
I don't know, but 62 or 63 is what it is
Damn.
right now,
Oh.
and that's fucking old.
I didn't know they were trying
to.
65, I think, is the legal the retirement age. You could retire earlier than that. But see, that's the problem though. That was an age where back then 65, 70 was the fucking
I don't think they should be allowed to raise it anymore, because how many jobs are available to
Damn it, that was a good fucking a good point he was making too.
Yeah. Say that again, Gary.
Say it again, Gary.
In that age group anymore?
Yeah. What you're saying about like
they're not, I don't want to say disabled, but you get to that age and you kind of are disabled. You can't do what you used to be able to do. Like people like me, I've only ever done hard labor my whole life. So now that I have a job in a lab building dentures sitting on my ass, I'm just like, man, this is not nice.
Dude, and building dentures is fucking fun, by the way. But you know what? That's another thing right there. What are we gonna do with all these fucking jobs that are being automated?
Long time ago.
I don't know if I necessarily agree with that with this, but like the automated jobs, right?
Mm-hmm.
When the tractor came out, how many millions of people lost their job? Today we don't think about it like that. Today we're like, oh yeah, we got tractors. But like back then, when motherfuckers are out there working the fields and shit, and we got a tractor, it was a huge thing. And now it's like, oh, okay, now we don't have a tractor, we have automated farms. And then that's even more people losing their jobs. But it was like, that was a big thing. And like, just like money, right? Money. So we used to have people sailing around the world carrying cases of coins, so much coins that they couldn't even handle it by themselves. So the Chinese government was like, hey, give it to us and we'll give you paper money. And those dudes were like, fuck no, I ain't giving you my gold and silver and copper coins. But they did it, and now we have cash money. And now they're talking about, oh, we're just going to do it all digital. My uncle is like, nope, I got $20,000 under my bed. And I'm like, bro, that $20,000 isn't going to buy you shit in the end of the world. So that all boils down to buy gold and silver.
Well, you're 100% on that. I mean, because all we have is monopoly money. I mean,
yes.
once there's GDP is what backs up our fucking money. GDP. Anybody can make up a fucking number for GDP. Go back to the gold standard. Go back to actually having something standing behind that backs up our dollar. Then
Well,
go ahead.
we do have something that backs up our dollar, and that is
Bring
our
back
military.
barter and
really,
trade.
like that picture behind you is what backs up the dollar. Like, I don't think the rest of the world, and I don't think the majority of people really understand how much that picture backs up the value of the dollar. Our Navy is just our Navy is larger than the 8 next largest navies in the world combined.
Right.
Just our Navy. And that's the value of the United States dollar. But I do agree, like, you know, the gold standard would, you know, like our dollar wouldn't be worth 75 cents on the dollar or whatever it's at now. It would be worth $1.
I mean, we're
or
borrowing
more.
money from China
Yeah.
to pay our trillions in debt. It's funny, dude. Sometimes, like, I stopped watching the news. I keep saying that, but I still catch myself watching it every once in a while. But I trip out when they start talking about trillions of dollars and billions of dollars. I'm like, oh, we're just making up fucking numbers now. I mean, I can't even. I would be satisfied with just, you know, pay my house off. I'll be happy with that, bro. You know, but meanwhile, we're fucking sending all this money to Ukraine. We're sending all this money to Israel, and we're justifying it in the okay. So I'm gonna get controversial now, bro. So I'm pro-Palestinian. Doesn't mean I'm anti-Jew or anti-Israel. I just think that, you know, the Palestinians have been shit on for quite some time. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, that justifies what they've done, but, you know,
Holy shit.
at the same time, it doesn't justify. I mean, you kind of put them in a between a rock and a hard place, literally, because they're stuck in the open air prison of the Gaza Strip, and then they go to the West Bank, and you're told you can't walk on this block. You know what I mean? So it's like, God damn. And they're just having their shit taken away from them. So, anyways, I say that to say this that, you know, because of those views, I'm anti Semitic, but I'm not. You know, I'm not saying anything against the Jews. I'm not saying fucking kill them all. I'm saying they used to live in peace at one time, you know, and, you know, Christians, Muslims, Jews, they all lived happily ever after when it was Palestine. And sure, there was a little struggle here and there, but when they started bringing in all these other Israeli or Jewish people and started taking away the land, it's kind of like what we did to the Indians out here. You know, I don't know. Just where my mind is. I think it's pretty fucked up. And, you know, to be called like anti Jew for saying something like that, I think it's pretty fucking wrong, bro. It's not like I'm fucking saying kill all the Jews. I'm not. I'm saying let there's got to be a fucking there's got to be a way to fix that, you know?
So, like, I haven't done a lot of research on the war that's going on right now with that. I do know, like, I've seen a lot of videos of people that are like totally uneducated, just being like, you know what you need? Just like, you know how Joe Rogan does his podcast and he has that guy in the background that like pulls up videos,
Yes.
and then you need someone like that, because we could totally just be like, look up this video, pull it up.
Yeah.
And then dude could just be like, click, click, it's there. But you know, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think the Jews right now, like, I don't know. I don't know enough about the situation to really speak on it.
Right.
But what I do know is, like, I went to Georgia. I didn't really deploy, but I went to Georgia, the
Mhm.
country, and that is in the Middle East. And when I was there, I seen a type of lifestyle, and I lived with and I worked with Georgian military dudes that was it was just like the idea of life, like the way that we live in the United States is completely different than anywhere else in the world.
Mhm.
And like especially the Middle East. And it's so crazy. Like I feel like it's hard to pick a side that is right because they have been fighting for so long and they are in such poverty. Like my cell phone is more than what the average person makes in a year in the Middle East.
Oh
Like
yeah, dude.
that's crazy. So how am I even allowed to relate to that person when I have a phone in my pocket, a device that I carry around every day that is 2-3 times as much money as what someone makes in an entire year over there? That's insane, you know.
Yes,
And
it is.
so I don't know how that helps or anything, but it's like it's hard for me to like when they start talking about the wars. It's like I gotta really understand, and that's part of the reason why I was like I gotta. It depends on the war. Like
Right.
if there was a war that I felt like there was a reason that I needed to go out and participate in, I would do it. But it's got to be a really good reason. You know, like I probably wouldn't go and fight with Ukraine against Russia. Like
Right.
that has nothing to do with me.
So
Don't
let
give
me
them any
ask.
money.
So let me ask you now. Like, I mean, this is now post military Duke. You know, prior service Duke. So before, and same thing for you, Roland. Same question for you. Knowing what you know now, if you can go back, would you still make the same decision to join the military? Like,
Yes.
or would you want to go back? Would you still want to deploy, knowing the outcome of this 20-year fucking saga that went to shit? You know, would you still want to join?
I have an answer. I want to hear what Gary has to say first, but I have
All
an
right,
answer and it might be a shitty answer and people might not like it, but I'm going to say it.
that's why we're on the gun line, baby. Go ahead, Roland. All right.
All right, so I'll just say first then. Um, I would go 100%. Uh, I would go back into the military because I learned so much in the military, not just in like human growth
Hmm.
aspect. Like I matured as a human. Like I learned more in the military about life than I ever would anywhere else. Like, and that's a huge thing. But also, um, as like a tactical aspect, I uh,
Mm-hmm.
I learned more stuff about like what war, the way that we're gonna fight a war, and things like that. Like I feel like that is a very invaluable um, piece of knowledge, and it's hard to like even talk about that with normal people. Like I've tried to tell people, um, like you don't understand, like how strong the military is or what like the tactics are and stuff like that. Like people are like, like the government would never overthrow us or the government would never fuck with us. But
Hmm.
like the one like nuclear powered navy ship has enough firepower to just fuck up all the rednecks in the United States. And like that's a huge thing to take into consideration.
Yeah, I think that really is. Yeah, you're super delayed, Roland. So whenever you chime in, just let us know. You know what I mean? Um, it's all gravy. It's all choppy on my end. Okay, it's all good. You can just hang out here with us. You know, whenever you get a chance to chop it, you know, to drop in a line, that's cool. So let me ask you, since you brought that up, Duke. You know, and that's crazy what you're saying here because that's just with the conventional warfare that we know about. You know, that's
Yes.
not saying all the secret squirrel shit that they got behind the fucking scenes, all those black ops shit that we don't know about, you know, that they could potentially use against us. But I do think if ever it came into a time where we had to get rid of a tyrannical government, that there would be a point in time that, you know, I think the military personnel would be split as to those who are going to follow orders and to those that'll be like, nah, chief, I can't follow that order, you know? So like if there was to be like some sort of a, let's say for example, you know, let's say for example that what we were talking about earlier, where the government tries to tell us how much we can subsist on, you know, how many vehicles we can have. They try to dictate our life for us. There would
Let me
definitely go ahead.
Before you go on, I want to tell you one more statistic from that thing. This
Yeah.
is legit, man. And it gets so crazy, right? Like they want to tell you how much food you can eat, how much, and they want these numbers to be so low, like zero cars. They don't want you to have a car. They talked about clothing. By 2030, they only want you to get 8 new clothing items per year. And by 2050, they only want you to have 3 new clothing items per year. Imagine if you could only buy 3 clothing items. That's like one pair of underwear, one pair of socks, and one t shirt. And that's all you get for the entire year. You need a pair of shoes. Boom, that's one clothing item. Three
So
clothing items
it
by
sounds like turning into
2050.
a communistic fucking government like they had the Soviet Union.
Exactly. And anyways, I just wanted to throw that out there because it was like, oh, he dipped out.
Yeah, he dropped. Hopefully he'll come back on.
Yeah, I've been to his house and he actually has pretty good Wi-Fi. So I'm wondering what's
I
the
don't know,
issue.
bro. Maybe it's the app. I don't know if it's the app. I'm wondering if it has to do with that. I
I
doubt it
don't
though
know.
because it's like intermittent. So I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, it does. It seems like it's going in and out.
Right.
Um,
So I don't know if he was hardwired or not because I know that does make a difference if you're hardwired or if you're not hardwired. Like me, I had to hardwire my shit or else it would be delayed. Dude, this is really interesting though that you're bringing that up. I mean, shit, I could keep on talking about this forever with you. Um, but fucking like I mean, with the whole FEMA camp, I saw that there was a FM for it. You know, there was a FM for the camps. You know, and I'm like, oh shit, that's legit, bro. I can't remember what the FM or TM was, but there was one for the military to follow what directives to follow, you know, in order to set up these camps and how they were going to like, you know, pretty much almost like re-education center type deals. It's a trip that
so
they
I,
have that out there.
I seen. I don't know if this is real.
Hmm.
This might not be real. I seen that they had one for zombies too.
No shit.
Yeah. So I didn't see the copy of it, but
Hmm.
I seen some people talking about it on the internet, like that the United States military has like a game plan for like what if like an outbreak was actually to happen.
Well, you got to think about it, bro. I mean, there's a lot of shit that is, I think, personally brought forward by Hollywood because they know things, you know, uh, this whole pandemic bullshit. How much was talked about it before it ever came up, you know? I mean, there's
Yeah.
fucking shows that I see now hindsight like, oh shit, there was a movie about this same shit right here. Oh, here he back. All right, let's see if he's back. If we can get him on here. All right, can you hear us, oh Gary? It's gonna take a second for it to
Can you hear
hook
me?
up. Oh yeah, we got you, baby. Can you
Yeah.
hear us?
Yeah.
All right, so the delay's not too bad. So we were just talking about here earlier, about the government dictating how much you have to ration out. Kind of like think about Soviet Union, but in America. How do you think you would react to that? What would be your reactions? How would you counter it?
Regulating what?
Like, they would dictate how much you eat, what kind of clothes you wear, how much clothes you can wear.
How much clothes you could buy every year.
No,
No.
they wouldn't. They can't dictate shit like that about my life.
But here's the thing, though. They can if they keep
I'm
going to
not.
this
I'm not so
digital.
great with authority figures as it is.
But think about it like this. Think about it like this, Gary. What do we end up paying? Like most of our money is what? All on a credit card, right? Who's to say they don't just freeze your assets and they just say, hey, um, if you want this released, you need to cooperate with what we say.
Well, and not even just that, but like my dad, so my dad that like raised me just died, but my real father, um he's a fucking conspiracy nut. Like he's super into a lot of this shit. And like my real dad, one time when I was 16, he told me, he was like, "Hey, you should buy Bitcoin. You could buy like 10 Bitcoin for like $2 or $3 right now. You should buy some Bitcoin." And I was like, "That's dumb. Fuck that." Didn't buy any Bitcoin. Biggest regret of my fucking life right there. But um so he was telling me that right now in 2023 they're trying to pass a law for in 2024, and I don't know, I haven't looked into this, I don't know what's going on, but um he was saying that they're trying to pass a law where your money, like the dollar bill will be gone, and then all of our money is rolled into this digital currency where when you go to the store and you go to swipe that card, if you've met your limit on that specific item, it will decline. Even if you have money in your account, it won't go through because you're only allowed to buy certain things.
Think about Korea. Remember how we had a
Yeah,
ration?
rations in Korea. So like you couldn't buy more than so many bottles of booze. You couldn't,
Hmm.
so many bottles of milk, so many, like it would just not let you do it. So
I would see that would turn into a civil war out here. And again, I think it would definitely not be. I hear a lot of people saying like, how can you go into a civil war against the government, against the U.S.? You're not going to win because just like I was saying earlier, those motherfuckers that are in uniform, it will be a split. There would be a
it,
split.
it would. But my thing is it comes down to fucking balls, dude. Because like if our ancestors had been living in the times that we are now, all of our problems would have been over. We wouldn't be having this discussion because the war would have already been fought.
Yeah.
So it's like, so say you were in that situation, like you probably already know the answer to this, but it's like the situation of, oh, okay, like now is the time to act. What do I do?
Hmm.
For our ancestors, the time to act was 50 years ago. You know what I mean? Like when taxes got over like this point, or like when these catastrophic things happened, like Abraham Lincoln would have been like, taxes over 3%. What the fuck? You know? And then we're just sitting here and we're like, yeah, take 25% of my paycheck, take 30% of my paycheck. I just want to have my fucking iPhone and, like have a good time.
Bro, Are you able to hear us, Gary?
Hey, put in the chat to hardline his computer.
Hey Gary, do you have an Ethernet cable?
I can't put a hard line on this. It's a small laptop.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that's probably one of the issues. Probably got because you're not hardwired. That, or I don't know how many windows you have open, but it's all gravy, baby. Because you know what, that
Hey,
shirt that you have on right there is pimping. That shirt is pimping. But hey, y'all, check this out. We've been on here for an hour and 15. I thought we were only gonna go for an hour, but because again, these are the type of conversations that I miss fucking having. Do you even T-Labs, Pat, bro? If you're artillery, you understand that. If you don't, you need to raise your standards. But dude, let's go ahead and pause right here with
My
this
wife
convo.
was
I
like,
think we're
"What
gonna
the
have
fuck does your shirt say?" I was like, "You won't get it."
that's exactly right, bro. Only real artillerymen would understand that shit. Let's end this. Let's pause this. Duke, I'm gonna have to have you on here again. I think you would be a great add-on with my homeboy Castro. If you get a chance, I want you to look up the a couple of podcasts back. I did a shoot to shit. His name is Vincent Campos. Vincent Campos. Check out that pod, and because he's into politics as well, and like we started talking about stuff like that, and I think you and him and I and Gary, if he gets the shit, situated here, I think it will be a pretty good fucking panel discussion. You know what I mean? Because this is the way I like it, bro. Like nothing scripted, nothing written down. Just gravitate to wherever the conversation goes. You know what I mean? It
yeah.
it took us a little bit, and so for those that are still listening to us, I appreciate y'all. I know that we had some audio issues. We're still getting through the technical issues. And Gary, can you hear me? Yeah, it's too delayed.
Yeah.
See, damn, he
That
got
was
me.
like 15 seconds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. So I was gonna end this with a fucking with a reaction video, but I don't want it to be like Duke and myself over here reacting, and fucking Roland can't react on time. It'll be like that commercial where you see people getting a text with a joke, and then that one fool that has the fucking cricket wireless gets that joke all late and shit, like, oh, that's what it's gonna turn into. So um so hey, Duke, Roland, hey, let me know. Um, do you have my number, Roland? Well, I'm guessing he doesn't. So, Duke, do me a solid. If you could just text him my number,
No,
and
I
then
don't have your number.
yeah, that's a super delay. Text him my number. That way, I don't know how the fuck he doesn't have my number. This fool is the one I interact with the most, like on YouTube, on anything. This fool be killing me with them TikToks. He be sending me like about 20 of them. I'm going through them and shit. And the gram, but it's all great. But you keep sending me those because they keep me entertained. But anyways, with that said, Duke, Roland, I thank you all for being here with me today, man. I think it was a cool little podcast to get back into the routine of having guests. Um, dude, when you get a chance though, I don't know if do you have Facebook or not, Duke?
I do. I followed you on, or I followed
The
the
podcast.
Gunline stuff
Okay.
on Facebook.
When
Yeah.
I put this when I submit this, or when I format it and it drops tomorrow, do me a solid in the comments, just put in that website. One which one it is for the because dude, that sounds really interesting, like something I want to see, because that sounds like some Brave New, not is that Brave New World type shit. Not Brave New World. Yeah, Brave New World type shit right there. Where they're just
Yeah,
gonna
no,
fucking
it's crazy. Like, so I watched all that shit and I was like, there's no way that this is real. And the guy was the guy, like, you know how you have the background
Mhm.
and you like your shit's all cool and our shit's not. He was like sitting over to the side and he's like, yeah, and he was just pulling it all up and it was the website and I was like, dude, what the fuck? And then the guy said in the video, he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna fucking post the link to it or whatever." But he had said the website name.
Mm.
So I just got to go back and find it, and then I'll send it to you.
Oh hell yeah, perfect. Especially, dude, it
Yeah,
sends me down a rabbit hole like through YouTube. I start going to
dude.
YouTube rabbit holes.
He was talking about it, and he was talking about like they had the construction companies that they were gonna have to build these smart cities. Like it was all listed, and it was like, yeah, these are the people that are gonna come in and build these cities. This is where people are gonna live. You know, we're buying up all this land, and this
Well,
is the
dude,
timeline.
see this conversation could go on for another hour because think about it like this: oh, the war in Iraq, Halliburton. You know what I'm saying? Who was
Yeah,
making all that fucking money, bro? Oh, anyway, we're gonna have to stop the
it,
conspiracy theory right here, bro. Because if not, you're gonna pull me in.
yeah,
But
exactly. Yeah.
hey, y'all, with that being said, I do appreciate y'all once again for being here. Make sure y'all go ahead and like, subscribe, fucking follow, share, whatever the fuck it is y'all do here with this. It's Make sure y'all look at the reaction videos. It's gonna be under Vet Bro Reacts. That's gonna be still on the channel, on the YouTube channel, just different playlists. One is gonna be like the podcast that should tell you on the Gunline podcast episode so and so, and the other one is gonna be Vet Bro Reacts. The reason I go by Vet Bro is because I've been told many times that I'm a vet bro because I have standards. I call it having standards, y'all. And I think females should stay off my gun line. But that's nor here nor there. That'll be a conversation for another day, y'all. Hey, again, Roland, hopefully we'll be able to fix up your shit. Maybe we can get it on here next week, or Duke. Let me know whenever you guys are available. Hit me up. We'll make this shit happen again. Because especially if once I get to that rabbit hole of this fucking conspiracy, I gotta get Campos on here too.
Yeah, we got all get on here and just fucking
Chop it up, baby.
just dig the rabbit hole and chop it up. So yeah.
Roland, I can't hang up without you saying something, man. You got to give me something, baby.
I'll get it figured out.
Damn. And there's that here's the reason why Roland was a 13 Bravo and not a Delta or a Juliet, as they're called now, and not in the 25 series, which is Camo. All right, there's a reason that he pull string, go boom, get cookie. Oh, Roland, I love you, baby. I love you. You are my man with the master plan. Duke, I appreciate you once again. Let's make this happen, Captain. Y'all have yourselves a good night. Rounds complete. End of mission. Gun line out. Deuces, y'all.